Hey guys, long time no see. We just got back from vacation. We spent a week and a couple days in Anaheim and LA, and it was awesome. We were there for VidCon. VidCon was pretty awesome, but I think Mike and I are going to talk about that on Natural D20's channel. Also, by the way, the movie that I've been working on for over a year is finally on Natural D20's channel. Please go check it out. I'll make a link somewhere around here, but I'm really excited about that. But anyway, Mike and I are going to talk about our vacation separately, but I want to talk about riding in first class on the way home. We did not pay for first class tickets. However, there was a thing at the airport with things and stuff and long lines, and they upgraded me to first class, and so I'm going to talk about my first class plane ride experience. There was one first class ticket left and one economy class, so that we got separated. Mike and I were on opposite ends of the plane, so I've only been on a few plane rides in my lifetime, and you know, I guess it was more comfortable. I think the seats are bigger in first class. First of all, it's kind of weird that first class and economy is just separated by like a curtain. I don't know, I think it's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I didn't really feel right being up there and Mike being in the back. We had paid for 2 economy things, and one of us got upgraded for no charge. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain too much. I'm just going to talk about my experience. And first thing, I realized that there wasn't like a little dust thing that pulls out, you know, like the things in economy that are like little like trays or whatever. I was like, there's no tray here. What is this all about? And, you know, the plane gets going, and I'm just kind of sitting there like, you know, I'm next to this guy who's on his laptop and on his phone and doing email stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, just got my book. And so the first thing is, the stewardess was absolutely gorgeous. She came by, she's like, do you need anything to drink? And the guy next to me was like ordering like liquor and beer, and I was like, you know, I don't know if I have like access to free stuff up here or if it just gets charged. So I didn't really know. I was like, I'll just take a, you know, a ginger ale, which is, you know, the complimentary thing that they take down. And it came to me like in a glass, and I was like, this is different, because, you know, I'm so used to just like the plastic cups, and so I'm like drinking, and I'm just like, this is so weird. And I want to enjoy myself, but at the same time, it's just something really different, something I haven't, you know, experienced first class before. And so then the second thing, the stewardess was walking down with hot towels. She handed me the towel on like these tong things, and the guy next to me had already fallen asleep, and I couldn't see what everyone else was doing. I don't know what you do with a hot towel on a plane. I know like it happens in movies or something, but I couldn't recall what you're supposed to do. And so I just kind of like held it in my hands. And I was trying to like look around to see what everyone else was doing, but the seats were too big and I couldn't see like what the person in front of me was doing. And then like a couple minutes later she came back and was like collecting the towels. And so I was like, And so I unfolded the towel and crumpled it up and acted like I had used it however you're supposed to use a hot towel. Just crumbled it up and gave it back to her, and I was like, okay. And then she came down with like a ceramic cup, and I was like, oh cool, like is this tea or something? And she handed it to me, and it was like assorted nuts and stuff, which was actually pretty good. And I finished that and I gave it back to her, and then she was coming down with like the meal, like menu stuff, and in my head I'm like, I don't know if any of this is free. I didn't see anybody else in, you know, the area like paying or using their credit card, but I also didn't know if maybe it was just going to be charged to the seat or something, and I still don't know. And it would sound like some kind of like elaborate meal, beans and chicken salad and things, and I said no, because one thing, I wasn't sure if it was free, and again also because it's airplane food and I have a really sensitive stomach, so I didn't want to, you know, even though the food looked really good, I didn't want to partake in it and have to worry about running to the bathroom every 5 seconds. So that was the thing. But it was really weird. I kind of wish I would have just been near Mike. Apparently they said there was only 2 seats on the plane left. Well, there was only 1 seat on the plane left at first, and then they said there was 2. One was in first class and one was not. And then we get on the plane, and Mike's in the very back of the plane, and apparently he didn't have, like, anybody sitting near him, so I could have, like, sat back with him. And because honestly, during the 4 plane rides that we took, we didn't sit next to each other at all. We were like either diagonal or like few rows down, or in the last case, like on opposite ends of the plane. So, I mean, it was definitely interesting. Also, about the tray, the guy next to me woke up from whatever, and he was getting out his meal tray and stuff. There's like a secret like tray inside the armrest. Like he pulled up the armrest and like did this like weird thing, and the tray came out, and I was like, what? I prefer like the simple things where, you know, like in economy you just turn the little latch and it comes out, because it seemed like it was like too complex for me. I was like, it was almost like I felt like it was like an Inspector Gadget kind of thing like happening. Like you open a thing and like this thing like came out, and I was like, what is even happening? Make sure you stay tuned to Natural D20, because we're going to talk about the plane experiences that we had, and also there was more to the last plane ride, but it's something that we should probably talk about together. I'm just talking about my own experience on the plane because, you know, it's not something that, I mean, we were on the same plane, but we didn't share the same experience. So, that was about me in first class, and it was weird, and, yeah, the plane ride, the plane home was just a disaster in general. Trying to get on the plane was a disaster, and stay tuned for that. Like I said, I'm really tired. We got back really late this morning, technically. And I'm kind of exhausted, but it does feel good to be home. I really loved California, though. I would love to live out there someday. I felt like when I was there, it was like, I felt this like feeling of belonging. I don't know. It's something I can't really explain, but I feel like, you know, I live in Ohio and that's fine, but I'm ready for other things. I'm ready to explore more opportunities in other places. But in the meantime, I'm stuck here. You know, whatever. It is what it is. And I think that's all. I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones. I need to get caught up. Go watch Whirlwind Renaissance. Go subscribe to Natural D20. Go subscribe to Mike, because he has stuff on his channel. VidCon was really cool. I learned a lot, and we're gonna talk about that in a later video. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. ロのソノロ